Good morning, crypto traders. It's 10 a.m. on Wednesday the 9th, May the 9th. I wanted to show you some things about charting. Now, one of the things that I don't know if you guys are following other people or if you're listening to other charts, charts are just general ideas, just trends and potentials and possibilities. We base on a long-term ideology, and the long-term for Litecoin and Bitcoin right now for me is long-term holding. The in-betweens, it's great if we're catching bounces and we're catching a little bit more, but for us, the long-term is where we're going to stay. And so whenever you're not sure, it's just good to be in a hold position. So let me show you some of these trend lines. I added some new stuff to my chart. For those of you guys who are following on TradingView.com, you can actually see these charts update. If you have I just have the cheapest membership here. I'm not doing the $25 or $30 a month thing. I'm just doing whatever the cheapest version is, and it gives me enough charts to work with. So here on TradingView, you guys know that I've switched over from Bitcoin to Litecoin, and the main reason is because the fluctuations are a lot bigger. I'm getting 10 or 20% bounces instead of just tiny little 5, 6, and maybe 7% bounces on Bitcoin. So let me show you some new trend lines that I showed you. So I got a green arrow in here. This is how long it took. This green arrow is how long it took from the top here to the top here. And so I put in that as an idea of how long you should potentially be waiting to see the next top. So we're looking at 220, 230. It could actually go up a little bit higher, but the length of time is the most important thing. And you realize that this is, if you scroll out, this is the 25th. This is 2 weeks away. So when you're in hold mode, sometimes the hardest thing to do is wait, unless you already have some pre-idea of that it's actually going to take 2 weeks before we start seeing some real strong buy signals again. Now, I'll be sending buy and sell signals in between to catch some of these little bounces, but just the big one, is at least a week or two away. So the other thing is I actually did the same thing down here on the RSI. We could see a short RSI to the top would be on the 13th, and we can see a long RSI to the top to be the 21st. So you can see that's how long it took. And here's the current trend line to the bottom. We can actually see the bottom of the RSI moving in this upward fashion while it gets there. So as it bounces up and down, it did last time. It trended against this line. So I use that as a general idea of how far down the RSI is going to go. RSI, for those of you who don't know, is a relative strength index. It shows how many coins were bought or sold. And after it peaks out, it normally finds its way back down and the other way around. So we're at the bottom right now. It's on its way back up. On the hourly, we see that it's starting to recover from the low. I'm 100% Litecoin right now. You can see what's going on with the rest of them. You can see that Bitcoin's taking a pretty big bounce upward from its 9,000, now 93. It's actually taking the lead for the recovery. So we see that's a nice little healthy recovery for Bitcoin. Ethereum is also on the way up. Bitcoin Cash is also on the way up. And Litecoin seems to also be following the trend. It's already at a 49% RSI. So looks like Wednesday's a good day for these coins. Friday afternoon has been typically the best time for it. So I would be in whichever coin is your favorite for the weekend, and just expect a long-term hold to see these things top out. So there's my update for today. I got a whole bunch of new charts and training this month, teaching you more and more about charts and just basic philosophy on trading. Want to let you guys know that the June event, we still have some tickets left for the second event, but the first one there's no tickets for Charlotte. I think that's June 1st. I don't know. One of the two. The first one there's no more tickets. The second one is available. So hope to see you guys at one of the events. See you next time.